I felt it in my bones before my brain could catch up. A hollow ache, like the world had tilted just a degree off its axis. I'd spent a week at a meditation retreat in the mountains, my nerves softened, my mind quiet for the first time in years. But standing in my Denver garage, the concrete cold under my sneakers, every muscle snapped tight. My dad's 1969 Ford Mustang wasn't there. Not just any car. The only thing he'd left me, his pride and joy, cherry red with cream leather seats we'd polished together. Gone. Emily, I called, my voice bouncing off the bare walls. The house key bit into my palm, sharp and real. I'd given Emily a spare to water my plants while I was away. 8 years of friendship, the kind where you know each other's coffee orders and laugh until your sides hurt. The kind where you trust someone with everything. No answer. Just the faint hum of the city outside, a dog barking somewhere down the street. I stepped inside, dragging my suitcase. The wheels scraped against the floor, loud in the stillness. Something was wrong. Not just the missing car. The air felt thin, like the house itself was holding its breath. I said softer, almost a whisper. Nothing. The kitchen clock ticked, a heavy sound my mom had insisted I keep when she moved to Florida. I walked through the living room, my eyes catching on the shelves. Empty spots where photos used to sit, me and Dad at the lake, me and Emily at a music festival, arms around each other, grinning like nothing could touch us. My heart picked up speed. I moved faster toward the bedroom. The closet door hung open, revealing a row of bear hangers. My designer jackets, the silk dresses I'd saved for, the boots I'd bought after my first big promotion all gone. On the dresser, my jewelry box sat open, gutted. The pearl earrings from my grandmother, the gold bracelet I'd treated myself to last year. Empty. My phone buzzed in my pocket, sharp against the silence. A text from Emily. My knees went weak as I read it. I'm sorry, Sarah. I needed a fresh start. You've always had it so easy. Think of this as evening things out. Don't look for me. I sank onto the bed, the mattress too soft, like it might swallow me whole. My mind spun, trying to grab onto something solid. Emily hadn't just taken my dad's car, worth more than money could measure. She'd taken our history, 8 years of late-night talks and shared secrets. No, I whispered, standing up, pacing. No. I dialed her number, my hands shaking. Straight to voicemail. Emily, what the hell? Call me back. Now. My voice cracked, anger tangling with disbelief. I tried again. Nothing. I scrolled through our texts, searching for something, anything. Our last exchange was about the retreat. She'd wished me peace and quiet. I'd thanked her for watching the house. Normal. Simple. A lie. I stared at my reflection in the bedroom mirror, my dark curls messy from travel, my brown eyes wide. I looked like me, but something was off. Like the woman staring back had lost a piece of herself she hadn't even known was there. I gripped the dresser, my nails digging into the wood. I need to call Jake, I thought. Jake knew both of us, had introduced us at a barbecue years ago. If anyone knew where Emily was, it'd be him. My thumb hovered over his name in my contacts. The garage felt colder now, the empty space where the Mustang belonged like a wound. I pressed call, my heart pounding, hoping for answers, dreading what they might be. The bedroom felt too small, the walls closing in as I clutched my phone. Emily's text burned in my mind. I needed a fresh start. Don't look for me. My breath came fast, shallow, like I was running without moving. 8 years. 8 years of laughing until we cried, of splitting desserts and secrets. How could she? I paced, my socks silent on the hardwood, trying to make sense of it. The empty closet stared back, a gaping hole where my life used to be. I pushed into the living room, my eyes scanning the shelves again. The photo frames were gone, and Emily at the Denver Art Festival, Dad teaching me to fish, his grin wide under his old baseball cap. My stomach twisted. I moved to the dresser, my fingers brushing the open jewelry box. The sapphire ring from my first bonus, the delicate silver necklace I wore to every big meeting stolen. Not just things. Pieces of me. My phone buzzed again, and I flinched, half expecting another blow. It was just a notification, but my hands shook as I opened Emily's message again. You've always had it so easy. Easy? My dad's cancer diagnosis at 23, the 60-hour workweeks to climb the ladder at my firm, none of it was easy. I typed a reply, deleted it, typed again. Call me. Explain this. Sent. No response. I dialed her number, my pulse loud in my ears. Voicemail. Emily, this isn't a game. You took my dad's car. My stuff. Call me back. My voice broke, raw and desperate. I sank onto the couch, the cushions too soft, like they couldn't hold me up. My mind raced, replaying our last texts. She'd asked about the retreat, told me to unplug, to find peace. I'd thanked her for watching the house, for being there. A lie. All of it. I opened our chat history, scrolling for clues. Nothing stood out, just her usual emojis, her have fun, with a heart. My chest ached, like something vital had been carved out. I stood, needing to move, and wandered to the bathroom. The door was ajar. I pushed it open, splashing cold water on my face. My reflection looked wrong. Same dark curls, same brown eyes, but the woman staring back was a stranger, haunted. I gripped the sink, water dripping down my chin. Jake, I whispered. Jake had to know something. He'd been friends with Emily longer, had introduced us at that barbecue, his backyard full of fairy lights and laughter. I dialed his number, pacing again. 3 rings. Sarah, hey, what's up? His voice was warm, casual, like nothing was wrong. Emily took my car. I cut in, my words sharp. My dad's Mustang. My jewelry, my clothes, half my damn life. Tell me you know where she is. Silence stretched too long. Sarah, are you serious? Am I joking, Jake? She texted me, said she's starting over. My dad's car, Jake. Another pause. I haven't talked to her in days, but he hesitated. She mentioned moving in with some guy, Ryan. I thought you knew. My free hand curled into a fist. Moving in? She's been single forever. You didn't think to tell me. I laughed, bitter, the sound foreign in my throat. You two shared everything, right? I thought so, he said, quiet. I'm sorry. I hung up, my vision blurring. The betrayal sank deeper, a knife twisting. Emily hadn't just stolen my stuff. She'd stolen my trust, my sense of safety. I collapsed onto the bathroom floor, the tiles cold against my back. My dad's car, the last piece of him, the memory of his hand on my shoulder, teaching me to drive. Gone. I closed my eyes, willing it to be a dream. It wasn't. The bathroom tiles pressed hard against my spine, grounding me as the world spun. Emily's betrayal was a weight in my chest, heavy, suffocating. My dad's Mustang, my jewelry, our friendship gone, like they'd never existed. Jake's words echoed in my head. She's moving in with some guy, Ryan. Moving in? She'd never mentioned a boyfriend, not in 8 years of late-night calls and coffee runs. I pulled myself up, my legs shaky, and splashed more water on my face. The mirror showed a woman I barely recognized, eyes red, jaw tight. I needed answers. Jake knew more than he was letting on. I dialed him again, my thumb trembling over the screen. 2 rings. Sarah, I'm sorry about earlier, he started, but I cut him off. Tell me about Ryan. Who is he? Where's Emily? My voice was sharp, slicing through the air. A long pause. I don't know much, he said, hesitant. I ran into them last week at a bar in Boulder. They seemed close. She said they were starting fresh, maybe leaving Denver. I didn't think much of it. My grip tightened on the phone. You didn't think to tell me my best friend was planning to disappear? Silence. I thought you knew, he mumbled. You guys were tight. Tight, I repeated, the word sour in my mouth. I hung up, my heart pounding. Emily had played planned this while I was meditating in the mountains, thinking she had my back. I paced the living room, the empty shelves mocking me. My laptop sat on the coffee table, a lifeline. I opened it, the screen's glow harsh in the dim room. First, my bank account. I logged in, my fingers clumsy on the keys. The balance was wrong, $25,000 gone. My stomach dropped. I scrolled through transactions, small transfers, $500 here, $1,000 there, spread over the week I was away. Clever. Just under the radar to avoid fraud alerts. I took a shaky breath, grabbing my phone to snap photos of the screen. Evidence. I needed evidence. My mind raced, piecing together a plan. Emily wasn't just running. She was erasing me, piece by piece. I opened my contacts, scrolling past her name still there, like a ghost. I stopped at Lauren, my coworker, the one person I could trust right now. My thumb hovered, then tapped. A text, "Lauren, I need help. Emily stole everything. Can you come over?" Sent. I stared at the screen, willing her to reply. 3 dots appeared. On my way. Hang in there. Relief flickered, small but real. I stood, needing to move, and walked to the kitchen. The fridge hummed, steady, normal. I opened it, staring at nothing ketchup, a half-empty jar of pickles. My life was unraveling, and here I was, staring at condiments. I laughed, a short, bitter sound, and closed the door. My phone buzzed. Lauren again. Be there in 20. You okay? I typed back, no. But I will be. I sank onto a kitchen stool, my mind replaying Jake's words. Ryan. A new guy, a new life. Emily had planned this, timed it perfectly while I was gone. But why? What had I done to deserve this? I thought of our last coffee date, her smile warm, her questions about my retreat. You need this, Sarah. You're so stressed. Had she been plotting even then? My hands curled into fists, nails biting my palms. I needed to find her, to understand. But first, I needed to know how deep this went. The doorbell rang, sharp in the quiet. Lauren. I stood, my resolve hardening. Emily had taken my dad's car, my money, my trust. But I wasn't done yet. I'd find her. And I'd take back what was mine. The doorbell's chime cut through the haze in my head, sharp and insistent. I shuffled to the door, my body heavy, like I was moving through water. Lauren stood there, still in her work clothes, crisp navy slacks, a white blouse that somehow stayed perfect after a 12-hour day. Her dark hair was pulled back, her eyes steady but soft. She didn't say a word, just stepped inside and pulled me into a hug. I let out a breath I didn't know I'd been holding, her warmth grounding me. Pizza's on the way, she said, setting a bottle of Merlot on the counter. And I'm not leaving till we figure this out. I nodded, my throat tight, and led her to the kitchen. The empty shelves loomed in the living room, a reminder of everything Emily had taken. I grabbed wine glasses, my hands trembling, and poured. The liquid sloshed, dark and heavy. How much did she take? Lauren asked, her voice careful, like she was stepping around broken glass. 25,000 from my bank account, I said, setting the bottle down. My dad's Mustang. Jewelry. Clothes. Photos. I swallowed, the list cutting deeper with each word. 8 years, Lauren. I trusted her with everything. She took a sip of wine, her eyes never leaving mine. Have you called the police? I shook my head. Not yet. I keep hoping maybe it's a mistake. My voice sounded small, foolish. Lauren set her glass down, the clink loud in the quiet. Sarah, this isn't a mistake. It's deliberate. I knew she was right, but part of me clung to the Emily I thought I knew, the one who'd held my hand at Dad's funeral, who'd shown up with soup when I had the flu. I handed Lauren the spare key Emily had used, the metal cold in my palm. She had access to everything. My house, my accounts, my life. My voice cracked. God, my passport. I bolted to the office, yanking open the drawer where I kept important documents. Empty. No passport, no birth certificate, no social security card. Damn it, I whispered, slamming the drawer shut. She's stealing my identity. Lauren was already on her phone, texting. I'm sending you my lawyer's number. Call her tonight. We'll freeze your credit. Set up fraud alerts. She looked up, her expression fierce. We're fixing this. I nodded, my chest loosening just a fraction. We sat at the kitchen table, the wine untouched now, and worked. Lauren listed every missing item while I changed passwords, my fingers flying over my laptop. The pizza arrived, but I couldn't eat, the smell of pepperoni turning my stomach. I should have seen this coming, I said, staring at the screen. Transaction after transaction, Emily's betrayal laid bare. Lauren leaned forward. What do you mean? I sighed, memories surfacing like bruises. She started asking weird questions months ago. About my savings, my investments. I thought she was just curious. I laughed, bitter. I showed her my portfolio. Lauren. Told her everything. Lauren's eyes narrowed. Did she ever follow through? Invest, like she said. I shook my head. No. Always an excuse bill, a bad month at work. Another memory hit. She borrowed $2,000 from me in March. Said she needed it for a security deposit. Lauren's brow furrowed. Did she pay you back? She promised to, in installments. I never pushed her. My voice dropped. She never meant to. Lauren reached across the table, squeezing my hand. This isn't your fault, Sarah. I wanted to believe her, but guilt gnawed at me, sharp and relentless. My phone buzzed, a text from Jake. Talk to Ryan. He says Emily's freaking out. Didn't say where she is. I showed Lauren, my pulse quickening. Ryan's her new boyfriend, I explained. Someone she never told me about. Lauren's eyes hardened. We need to find her, Sarah. Before she does more damage. I nodded, something cold settling in my chest. Emily had taken so much, but I wasn't helpless. Not yet. The kitchen table was a war zone of pizza boxes and wine glasses, but my laptop screen held the real battle. A receipt email from a Las Vegas furniture store glared back at me. $100,000 charged to my credit card, one I thought I'd frozen. The delivery address was unfamiliar, a luxury condo complex in downtown Vegas. My heart raced. Emily was there, living large on my dime. I booked a flight for that afternoon, my fingers trembling over the keys. The police had taken my report, but their shrugs said it all. A friend stealing wasn't their top priority. Lauren's lawyer was better, locking my accounts, flagging my stolen documents. But I needed to see Emily's face to make her answer for this. I was pouring coffee when my phone rang, the sound jarring in the quiet. Jake, I answered, forcing my voice to stay even. Any news? I talked to Ryan again, he said, tense. Emily's freaking out since you found the furniture charge. They know you have their address. My hand tightened around the mug, the ceramic hot against my palm. Good. Let her sweat. Jake hesitated. Sarah, I don't think you should go to Vegas. I set the coffee down, hard. How'd you know I was going? Because I know you, he said, softer. Look, there's something about Emily you need to hear. Can we meet for breakfast? 40 minutes later, I slid into a booth at a Denver diner, the smell of bacon and syrup thick in the air. Jake looked rough, dark circles under his eyes, hair a mess. He pushed a coffee toward me, but I ignored it. My stomach too knotted. What is it? I asked, my voice low. He rubbed his face, like he was trying to erase something. I should have told you years ago, before I introduced you to. Emily and we dated. Briefly. I blinked, the words not landing right. Dated? Just a few weeks, he said, looking down. She borrowed money from me, a lot, said it was for her mom's medical bills. It wasn't. She used it to pay off credit card debt. When I called her out, she cried, promised to pay me back. She never did. I leaned back, the vinyl seat creaking. Why didn't you tell me? He met my eyes, guilty. After we broke up, she asked to meet you. Said she wanted to be friends. I thought maybe she meant it. By the time I suspected she had other motives, you two were close. I had no proof, so I stayed quiet. My voice turned cold. 8 years, Jake. 8 years she's been playing me. I'm sorry, he said, and he meant it, but it didn't help. I stood, grabbing my bag. I have to go. Wait, he said, reaching for my wrist. Ryan's not just some guy. He's got a record fraud, identity theft. He's bad news. I pulled away, my mind spinning. All the more reason to get my stuff back before they do more damage. Let me come with you, he offered. I shook my head. I don't know who to trust anymore. Back home, I paced the living room, Jake's words looping in my head. Emily, a liar from the start. Ryan, a criminal. Our friendship a long con. I opened my laptop, searching Ryan Thompson plus fraud. Articles popped up. Ryan Thompson, arrested 4 years ago for scamming wealthy women using fake identities. A mugshot matched the guy in Jake's old Instagram posts. My phone buzzed a text from an unknown number. It's Ryan. We need to talk. My pulse spiked. I texted back, meet me at City Park tomorrow noon. Alone. I stared at the message, my hands shaking. A trap? Or a chance to get my dad's car back? I called Lauren. He's playing games, she said, skeptical. Don't go alone. I won't, I promised, but my mind was already in Vegas, chasing the truth. The Las Vegas sun beat down, relentless, as I stood in City Park, the grass patchy under my sneakers. My heart thudded, loud in the quiet noon air. Ryan had agreed to meet by the fountain alone. I'd texted Lauren to stay close, her car parked 100 yards away, her eyes sharp behind sunglasses. I scanned the park, families with strollers, a jogger with earbuds, no sign of Ryan. My phone buzzed in my pocket, but I ignored it, my focus on the path ahead. Every instinct screamed trap, but the thought of my dad's Mustang, cherry red and waiting, pushed me forward. A figure appeared near the fountain, hands in his pockets. Ryan, younger than I'd expected, maybe late 20s, with slicked back hair and a nervous twitch in his jaw. I approached, my steps deliberate, my voice steady. Ryan. He looked up, startled, his eyes darting around. Sarah, you came. Where's my car? I asked, cutting through the small talk. He shifted, glancing over his shoulder. I don't have the keys on me, but I know where Emily stashed it. I crossed my arms, my nails digging into my palms. Why should I trust you? He sighed, his shoulders slumping. Because she screwed me over too. Told me you were loaded, that you wouldn't miss the money or the car. Said it was a clean job. His voice cracked, desperate. Now the cops are sniffing around, and I can't go back to jail. I studied his face, searching for lies. What's your deal, Ryan? You help me, and I tell the police you're clean. He nodded quick. Exactly. I didn't buy it, not fully, but I needed that car. Prove it, I said. He pulled out his phone, showing a Fatemi dad's Mustang, parked in a storage unit, the paint dull but unmistakable. My breath caught. Where is it? A storage place, east side of Vegas, he said. She's selling it tomorrow, private buyer. We gotta move now while she's out. Every nerve screamed caution, but the image of Dad's car, the memory of his hand guiding mine on the gearshift, made me reckless. Fine, I said. But we're taking my friend's car, and she's coming. Ryan hesitated, then nodded. Deal. I texted Lauren. Bring the car. We're going. She pulled up minutes later, her expression tight as Ryan climbed into the back seat. This better not be a setup, she muttered, her fingers white on the steering wheel. Ryan directed us through Vegas's industrial sprawl, past neon signs and faded billboards. Turn right at the next light, he said, his voice low. Then straight for a mile. I turned to face him, my eyes hard. If this is a trick, Ryan, fraud charges will be the least of your worries. He met my gaze, unflinching. I didn't know Emily's full plan till it was too late. She said you'd never notice, that you had more than enough. I wanted to scream, to shake him. Instead, I turned back, staring out the window as we pulled into a storage facility, chain-link fences glinting under the sun. Unit 142, Ryan said. Lauren parked, keeping the engine running. I'm staying here, she said, her phone ready to dial 911. Any trouble, I'm calling. Ryan led me through a side gate, punching in a code. The place was quiet, rows of metal doors stretching into the distance. We stopped at Unit 142. It's here, he said, kneeling to fish a key from a magnetic box under the door. My pulse raced as he unlocked it. The door rolled up, creaking, revealing the Mustang. Dust coated its hood, but it was there real. Oh, God, I whispered, stepping closer. Ryan grabbed my arm. Wait, there's more. Emily didn't do this alone. She had help, someone planning with her for months. Before I could ask, headlights flashed behind us. A car. Ryan cursed under his breath. It's her. The headlights cut through the dim storage lot, pinning me and Ryan in their glare. My heart slammed against my ribs, the air thick with dust and tension. The Mustang stood behind us, solid, real, but my eyes locked on the car, a Hida, sleek black Lexus I didn't recognize. The door opened, and Emily stepped out. She looked different, her dark hair now cropped and bleached blonde, her eyes hidden behind oversized sunglasses. She moved with a confidence that didn't match the friend I knew, her heels clicking on the pavement. Sarah, she said, her voice smooth, almost amused. She slid her sunglasses up, revealing eyes that felt foreign, cold. Ryan shifted beside me, muttering, Emily, I can explain. Save it, she snapped, her gaze flicking to him, sharp as a blade. I knew you'd crack, Ryan. You always do. She smirked, then turned to me. Nice reunion with your dad's precious car, huh? The cruelty in her tone hit like a slap. This wasn't the Emily who'd stayed up with me after Dad's funeral, who'd laughed over cheap wine and bad rom-coms. This was someone else, wearing her face. 8 years, Emily, I said, my voice low, trembling. Was it all a lie? Something flickered across her face, regret, maybe, or just the discomfort of being caught. Not all of it, she said, shrugging. But you made it so easy, Sarah. Always trusting, always giving. You never noticed how unfair it was. Her voice hardened. Your perfect job, your perfect family, your perfect life. You never had to scrape for anything. I almost laughed, the sound bitter in my throat. Perfect? My dad died when I was 23. I clawed my way through 60-hour weeks to get where I am. Nothing was handed to me. She rolled her eyes, dismissive. Your dad left you that car. Mine left me debt and a mom who drank herself into the ground. You wouldn't know real struggle if it bit you. I stepped closer, my hands shaking. So you stole my life to fix yours? Before she could answer, Lauren appeared behind her, phone in hand. Cops are on their way, she said, her voice steady. I sent them photos of the car, the unit, everything. Emily's cool facade cracked, her eyes darting to Ryan, who shrugged, helpless. You think this changes anything? Emily said, recovering fast. I'll say you loaned me the car, gave me the jewelry. Your word against mine. A new voice cut in. Not quite. We turned to see Jake walking toward us, his phone raised, recording. Got it all, Emily, he said. Including you admitting to stealing from Sarah. Her face twisted, rage flashing. You traitor, she hissed at him. Save it, Jake shot back. The cops will hear every word. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder. Emily's eyes flicked to the Lexus, calculating. This isn't over, she told me, then spun, sprinting for her car. Let her go, Lauren said, grabbing my arm as I moved to follow. The police will get her. Tires screeched as Emily peeled out, the Lexus vanishing into the Vegas dusk. Ryan stood frozen, hands in his pockets. She won't get far, he said, almost to himself. Jake stopped recording, his face grim. I tracked you here, he said to me. Thought you might need backup. How'd you know where we were? I asked, my voice flat, exhaustion creeping in. He glanced at Ryan. I put a tracker on your phone last night, after you left the diner. I should have been angry, but all I felt was tired. Thanks, I said, the word heavy. I walked to the Mustang, my hand brushing its dusty hood. It was here, but the bigger loss me trust. My sense of safety felt like a wound that wouldn't close. Lauren stood beside me, silent. We'll get it all back, she said. I nodded, but deep down I knew some things were gone forever. The storage lot faded behind us as the police arrived, their flashing lights painting the dusk red and blue. My hand lingered on the Mustang's hood, its cold metal anchoring me. It was back, but the victory felt hollow. Emily's words, her cold smirk, gnawed at me. Lauren drove us away, her silence a comfort I didn't have to ask for. My phone buzzed in my pocket, a voicemail from Jake. I played it, his voice tense. Sarah, I found something about Emily. It's big. Call me. Back at the hotel, the Vegas Strip's neon glow bled through the window, mocking my exhaustion. I sank onto the bed, Lauren pouring coffee from a room service tray. What did Jake say? She asked, her voice steady but curious. I replayed the message for her, my stomach twisting. Something big, I repeated, dialing Jake. He answered on the first ring. Sarah, you okay? Just tell me, I said, my patience thin. What is it? He took a breath. Emily's got a book deal with Horizon Press. A memoir. I reached out, pretending to be a fan. They sent me a sample chapter. Sarah, it's your life. The room tilted, my grip tightening on the phone. What do you mean, my life? Your dad's death, your career struggles, your anxiety, Jake said, his voice low. She wrote it like it happened to her. Every detail, twisted to fit her story. My breath caught, sharp and painful. I thought of late-night talks, my tears soaking Emily's shoulder as I spilled my grief over Dad's cancer, my panic attacks after his funeral. Secrets I'd trusted her with, now stolen, repackaged. Send it to me, I said, my voice barely a whisper. My phone pinged with an email. I opened the file, my hands shaking. The words blurred, but they were mine and me pain, my memories. Dad's hospital room, the beep of machines, his weak smile. My late-night drives, crying behind the wheel of the Mustang. All framed as Emily's trauma, her resilience. She stole my life, I whispered, scrolling. Lauren read over my shoulder, her jaw tight. This is sick, she said. The book's set to launch next week, Sarah. Big campaign, 6 figures. They're calling her the next big memoirist. Something cold hardened inside me. This wasn't just about the car, the money, the jewelry. Emily was erasing me, claiming my story as her own. I stood, pacing the small room. I need to stop this. Lauren nodded. The police won't care about a book. Your lawyer might, but it'll take time. I grabbed my laptop, searching Horizon Press. I'm meeting their editor, I said, my voice firm. I'll make them listen. My phone buzzed again, an unknown number. I know you're digging. Back off, or I'll ruin you. Emily. My pulse spiked, but I showed Lauren. She's scared, she said, her eyes narrowing. She knows you're close. I nodded, but the threat lingered, sharp. What could she have on me? I called Anna, a private investigator Lauren's lawyer recommended. Her voice was calm, professional. Give me everything you know about Emily, she said. I listed it all: her fake memoir, the Vegas condo, Ryan's fraud record. Start with her patterns, Anna said. She's a freelancer, right? Any projects? I froze, a memory surfacing. She was writing that memoir for months, said she had a publisher. Kept talking about her editor at Horizon. Anna hummed. That's a lead. I'll dig into her Vegas address, cross-reference it with the furniture receipt. You focus on the book. I hung up, my resolve sharpening. Emily thought she could rewrite my life, but I wasn't invisible. I booked a flight back to Denver, where Horizon's office was, my hands steady now. The fight wasn't over. Not by a long shot. The Denver skyline gleamed outside Horizon Press's glass tower, but inside, my nerves buzzed like a live wire. I'd called ahead, posing as Emily's assistant with urgent documents for her editor, Michael Carter. The receptionist waved me up to the 10th floor, her smile polite but distracted. I clutched my laptop bag, the weight of Emily's stolen memoir heavy in my mind. My life, my pain, twisted into her story. She wasn't getting away with it. Not today. The elevator dinged, and I stepped into a sleek office, all white walls and modern art. Michael met me in a conference room, younger than I'd pictured, maybe late 30s, with wire-rimmed glasses and a cautious smile. "You're Emily's assistant?" he asked, gesturing to a chair. I sat, my hands steady despite the storm inside. "No. I'm Sarah Mitchell. The real Sarah Mitchell." I slid a printed copy of the memoir across the table. "This is my life, stolen by Emily Larson for her book." His smile faltered, confusion creeping in. "That's a serious claim." "It's not a claim," I said, my voice calm but firm. "It's the truth." I opened my phone, showing photos of and Dad in the Mustang, my old apartment from my struggling years, moments Emily had woven into her manuscript as her own. My dad's cancer, my career, my grief, it's all mine. Emily's wanted by the police for theft and fraud. She took $25,000, my car, my identity. This book is just the latest piece. Michael leaned back, his professional mask cracking. "We vet our authors thoroughly," he said, but his tone wavered. "Clearly not thoroughly enough," I shot back. "She's in Vegas, living under an alias, spending my money. Check her real name, Emily Larson." He removed his glasses, pinching the bridge of his nose. "What do you want, Ms. Mitchell?" "Cancel the book deal," I said, my voice unwavering. "Today. Before your big launch next week." He sighed, heavy. "It's not that simple. We've invested heavily marketing, printing, contracts." "I don't care about your investment," I said, my hands trembling now. "This is my life, my trauma. She has no right to it, and you have no right to profit from it." He studied me, the silence stretching. "I need to make some calls. Can you wait?" I nodded, stepping into the lobby, where assistants hustled with coffee and manuscripts. My phone buzzed, a text from Anna, the investigator. "Found Emily's Vegas address. Matches the furniture receipt. It's under Sarah Mitchell. My own name." The audacity burned. 40 minutes later, Michael returned, his expression guarded. "We're reviewing your complaint," he said, formal. "We've paused the launch announcements." "Not enough," I said, standing. "You have until tomorrow to cancel the contract, or I'm taking this to every blog, every news outlet in publishing. They'll love a story about Horizon profiting off stolen trauma." His eyes widened, but he nodded. "I believe you, Ms. Mitchell. But this isn't my call alone." Outside, the adrenaline drained, leaving me shaky. I called Jake, my voice tight. "They're reviewing it," I said, mimicking Michael's tone. "I gave them an ultimatum." "Good," Jake said. "You're fighting back." I hung up, my mind racing. Another text from an unknown number. "Back off, or I'll expose everything." Emily. Bluffing again. I forwarded it to Anna, who called instantly. "Classic scare tactic," she said. "You got secrets worth hiding?" I laughed, bitter. "She's got my whole life in that book. Nothing's private anymore." Anna's voice softened. "Focus on the next step. I've got her address locked. You want me to dig deeper?" "Yes," I said, my resolve hardening. Emily thought she could scare me into silence, but she'd miscalculated. I booked a flight to Vegas for the morning, ignoring the voice in my head whispering I was going too far. Emily had crossed every line. Now it was my turn to push back, to reclaim what was mine, no matter the cost. The Vegas heat hit like a wall as I stepped off the plane, the air thick and unrelenting. My cotton shirt clung to my back, but my resolve was colder, sharper. Anna's email had confirmed Emily's address, a glass and steel condo tower downtown, matching the furniture receipt. I rode to the building, my heart pounding, rehearsing what I'd say. Emily had stolen my life, my story, my dad's Mustang. Today, I'd face her, no running, no games. The lobby was all marble and fountains, a doorman in a crisp uniform eyeing me. "I'm here for Sarah Mitchell," I said, emphasizing my own name, the lie bitter on my tongue. He checked his tablet, frowning. "Not on the guest list." I forced a smile, channeling Emily's charm. "I'm her sister, just flew in from Denver. It's a surprise." He hesitated, then scanned my ID, my real name staring back. "Apartment 1204, he said. "Don't tell her I'm coming," I added, touching his arm lightly. "It's her birthday." He nodded, uncertain but compliant. The elevator hummed, my stomach twisting with each floor. What would I do when I saw her? Demand answers? Scream? I had no plan, just a burning need to end this. Apartment 1204's black door loomed, no peephole. I rang the bell, my pulse loud in my ears. Nothing. I pressed again, harder. Silence. Had the doorman tipped her off? I turned to leave when the elevator dinged. Emily stepped out, arms full of shopping bags, designer labels, my money. Her blonde hair gleamed, but her face paled when she saw me. "Sarah," she said, her voice tight. "You shouldn't be here," she added, setting the bags down, fishing for her keys. "You shouldn't be stealing my life," I shot back. "My dad's car, my money, my story." She unlocked the door, turning to me. "Come in, or do you want the whole hall hearing this?" I followed, the apartment a gut punch. My record player sat on a shelf, my throw pillows on her couch, my art on her walls. "Nice decorating," I said, my voice sharp. She poured herself water, ignoring me. "What do you want, Sarah?" "I want to understand," I said, surprising myself. 8 years. "Who are you?" Her eyes flickered regret, maybe, or just annoyance. "You were easy," she said, sipping her water. "So trusting, so generous. You never saw the unfairness. Your job, your family, your dad's love. I got debt, a drunk mom, nothing." Her voice cracked, raw. "I took the life I deserved." I stared, seeing her clearly. "So you stole mine?" She gestured around. "It fits me better." "The book's canceled," I said, stepping closer. Horizon dropped it. Her smile was ice. "There are other publishers. My journals prove it's my story." Clarity hit, not rage. "You don't get my story," I said, pulling out my phone. The voice memo app had been recording since I walked in. I played it back, her confession filling the room. "I took the life I deserved." Her face twisted. "You bitch," she hissed, lunging for my phone. I stepped back, the coffee table wobbling. "It's sent," I lied, smooth. "To my lawyer, Horizon, the cops. With photos of my stuff here." Her grip faltered, desperation replacing anger. "I can explain," she said, weaker. "Can you explain fake journals when experts test the ink? The bank transfers? The car?" I moved to the door. "It's over, Emily. How much worse do you want this?" She followed, pleading. "Sarah, we can fix this." I turned, meeting her eyes. "You didn't just steal my things. You tried to steal me. But you can't become me by taking my life. You'll always be you, running." I stepped out, closing the door on her protests. In the elevator, my hands shook, adrenaline fading. I'd done it. Faced her. Walking away felt stronger than revenge. Outside, I called Anna. "I've got her," I said. "And everything we need." The Mustang was safe, the book stopped, but trust? That was gone. Still, I'd reclaimed my story. That was enough.